All right, today we're digging into an organization that's built on this really simple but powerful idea that recovery, it's not just about sobriety, it's about finding your purpose. So let's break down the mission and the real-world impact of a group called Grit Grace RCO.
And this quote, it just gets right to the heart of everything they do. I mean, it's not just some corporate mission statement, is it? It's a promise. It tells you they're all about treating the whole person, not just a diagnosis. And with that as your foundation, well, recovery stops being just a possibility. It becomes the expectation. So, okay, how does a belief like that actually turn into a mission? Well, it all starts by looking past just sobriety. The real goal here is something bigger. It's a transformative journey, one that helps people find genuine meaning and purpose in their lives. And that's a way more profound goal, don't you think?
Okay, so let's get specific. Who exactly is Grit Grace RCO? Well, at their core, they're a nonprofit that provides recovery support. But here's the crucial part, and you gotta pay attention to this. It's not just for individuals. It's for their families too, because they get it. They understand that these challenges, they impact the entire family. All right, so we've covered the who. Now let's get to the why. What are those core beliefs that fuel everything they do? Because really, this is the foundation. This is what their entire game plan is built on.
And here they are, their guiding principles. First, and this is huge, they have this unwavering belief that recovery is possible for everyone. Then, there's the crucial idea that substance use disorder is a treatable disease, not some kind of moral failing. That naturally leads to the next point. Every single person has the right to quality care. And finally, they believe in the power of people sharing their voices, because that's what removes shame and gives others hope. These aren't just nice-sounding ideas, They are active, living principles.
Let's just pause on this one for a second, because it is so important. When you define SUD as a disease that's preventable, treatable, and curable, wow, Grit Grace is directly taking on the shame that keeps so many people from ever asking for help. Just this one belief completely changes the entire conversation. So, okay, you've got these really powerful beliefs set in stone, but how do you actually turn them into action? Well, this next part is all about the how. We're going to look at the practical steps they take to make that transformation a reality for people. Their whole mission really rests on 3 key pillars. First up, multiple pathways to recovery. This just means they recognize that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Second, advocacy and education. That's all about changing systems and, changing minds. And third, certified peer support. This is where they tap into the incredible power of people who have actually been there. And it's how these 3 things work together that makes their whole approach so powerful. Which, of course, brings us to a really practical question, right? We've talked about the why and the how, but what does this support actually look like out there, in the real world? How do these pillars actually show up as real services for people in the community?
And that's exactly what this section is all about. Support in action. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty, the specific, concrete things Grit Grace provides for individuals, for families, and for the whole community. And what's really amazing here is just how wide-ranging their work is. It's not just one thing, not by a long shot. They're out there providing direct, hands-on support. They're a go-to source for education and resources. They even work inside the local judicial system to help break that cycle of recidivism. And then, on top of all that, they build a real sense of community with pro-social events. It's a completely holistic strategy. So when you put all of those pieces together, the beliefs, the mission, the actions, what do you get? What's the ultimate impact? Well, it's so much more than just a list of services. What they're really doing is creating a community of hope.
And really, this is the end game. It's about so much more than just recovery. It's about reintegration, it's about empowerment. The whole point is to enable every single person to see their own value again, to become a valuable part of their community, and, this is the big one, to find and walk in their own unique purpose. And that kind of leaves us with one last really big question to think about, doesn't it? Beyond just recovery, beyond just being stable, what does it actually mean to walk in purpose? I mean, for anyone, for you, for me, for the people Grit Grace is helping. It's a powerful thought to end on. It reframes the whole journey, not as just surviving, but as this profound act of self-discovery.